Hello, welcome to our special report. Today's report is all about the Twilight series, written by author Stephanie Meyer. The Twilight series has enthralled people all over the world, young and old. Our team of amateur reporters, Mark, Ryan, and Donald, take an in-depth look on how the Twilight series have affected all of us. Here they are.
We're at the library getting Twilight. I never thought this day would come. It's actually very hard to find.
Our news team first decided that they needed to go to the local library and pick out Twilight, the book, and the movie.
It was hard to find. Look at all these books everywhere.
Yeah, it's like we're in a library or something. We found the movie pretty easily, though.
Yeah.
So let's go.
What we do for you guys.
On the way out of the library, the team decides to interview the librarian to see what she thinks of the series.
How does Twilight affect the libraries? People coming.
Well, where it's so popular, if they can't find it at another library, they come here. And we're always, we're getting calls, do you have this in? So it affects it pretty good on our stats.
Is it usually always girls that are looking for Twilight?
Yes,
Why do you think that is?
because Edward and Jacob.
Oh, so you think it's all about the guys?
I think so.
And their
the
six
love
packs
story
and-
that's there, yep.
Vampires that sparkle. Okay.
Do you think this is a positive or negative effect on our society?
Oh, good question. I don't know. I've never thought about that.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome.
The next step to figure Twilight out is to sit down and read it, but it is hard for them for some reason.
About 3 things I was absolutely positive. First, Edward was a vampire. Second, part of him, and I didn't know how dominant the part might be, that he was thirsty for my blood. And third, I was unconditionally and inconvertibly in love with him. It's so beautiful.
Get it.
There's nothing in here about a girl holding an apple. In fact, there's no fruit-related stuff anywhere. What the crap?
What's the fool doing? He knows we need to keep it G-rated. Sorry for that. Anyways, the team decided to go to a very wise man and ask him some questions.
So, Mr. Ames, what do you feel about Twilight?
Well, my first impression of Twilight was a few years ago when the books were getting very popular. I had a student come in and tell me she was in love with the most perfect man in the world. So I asked her to describe this man to me, and she proceeded to tell me that he was a gentleman, he was protective, and his skin was sparkly, and he was a vampire. His name was Edward Cullen. I can't say I've read Twilight or seen the movie, but it obviously has been a very powerful literary and movie phenomenon. People are very excited about it, particularly the girls. And it seems like to me it's just another sort of cheesy romance story wrapped up in the world of vampires.
So, Mr. Hames, how has Twilight, the movie, the book, whatever, affected society, the people, girls, men, just anybody?
Well, I think there are 2 aspects of the Twilight story. Obviously the romance novel and then vampires. To me, it's received some criticism because the world of vampires, there's certain rules that you have to follow if you're going to use vampires in your story. For instance, vampires cannot be in sunlight. Why do the vampires in Twilight sparkle in the sunlight? That doesn't make a lot of sense to me. And also, vampires crave human blood, not rabbit blood or whatever they drink in Twilight. And then from a romance novel, I think the danger with any sort of romance novel or romantic comedy movie, which I know Twilight's not a comedy, but I feel like it creates unrealistic expectations in teenage girls' minds about what guys are and what relationships are, and what they should expect from men and young men particularly. But I think that it's gotten people excited about reading and about a new sort of pop culture aspect.
To cap it all off, the trio decided to watch the actual movie, Twilight.
Hello? No, I'm just watching a movie. Blade?
I sparkle in the daylight! Ooh. Shun this guy!
My hair is crazy.
Yay!
Check out my Brazilian.
Check out my bajillion ab muscles!
You're alone. Because you're faster than the others. Not stronger. I'm stronger.
Oh no.
That's unrealistic. Oh, like when he twitches. Why doesn't she just turn into a vampire when she's bitten? Yeah, classroom. Why isn't she turning into a vampire right now? Need a moment, Ryan. Okay? I don't care. Oh, no, it's down the level. Oh, there we go. Classroom. You have to see this classroom. She is in pain. But like ninjas, only gator.
Back to Twilight. We're gonna discuss our personal feelings about this franchise.
I miss like Dracula and vampires killing people. He sparkles.
Yeah, I don't get the whole sparkling aspect. Is that supposed to be romantic or attractive? Do vampires explode in the sun? I forget ever since Twilight came out. Well, Jacob, the wolf guy, he has a shirt off.
A lot.
Like,
Same.
all the time in the movies. I've only seen the first one. But,
I saw it at a party with screaming girls.
yeah.
And just barely.
Anyways, my point was, girls can have the right to swoon over shirtless men and stuff, like Edward and Jacob. But if a guy tries to say something, such as...
Like, she was pretty, they think we're pigs!
Yeah,
So-
that's true. What's up with that?
Ladies.
Ladies. Ladies.
What influence has Stephanie Meyer's had on society? The hard numbers make it clear that the overall impact has been amazing. Various sources state the total books sold at between 40 million and 85 million copies. The Twilight series followed Harry Potter as a series that had blockbuster sales and almost a cult following. If one looks at the impact of Meyer's work by demographic, it is clear that the female market has been a bigger driver than the male market. It seems that even those boys or men that have read the book or seen the movie have a hard time admitting it. Often when they do admit it, it comes out in the form of ridicule or poking fun. This group of 4 reporters, me included, have tended to take the ridicule approach. While there has been some depth to some of their interviews, thanks Mr. Hames, it was hard to hide the fact that the franchise was viewed with skepticism by the group as a whole. As we wrap up our review, we have concluded that a follow-up study with the focus on the reaction of the female demographic may help to lend credibility to our narrative. Then again, maybe not. Thanks, and this is Bobby Cannon, and I'll see you next time. Bye.
See, now it's recording. Here, Justin. Can you say Twilight is dumb? Can you say it?
Twilight is dumb.
Maybe you can edit that part out if you want.
Intro of darkness.